What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of The Arm Barn. I have an absolutely lit guest this week for you guys, Darius Vines. Darius, welcome to the show.
What's good, my
What
guy?
is up?
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, Darius, just tell me quick where you're from, where you grew up, and just, what you're doing now with the Braves.
For those who don't know me, my name is Darius Vines. I grew up in a small city in California, Oxnard, California. Went to Cal State Bakersfield, and now I'm just a pitcher in the Atlanta Braves organization.
Let's go. We're going to get more into that later. Guys, if you've been listening to the show every week, you guys know how I start the show. It's with the guest song of the week. So this week, obviously, I have Darius on the show. I'm not going to say too much about the song because I just want to get right into it and let you hear it. It's called Kid from Cali. Fire name. So, guys, without further ado, this is this week's It's the Arm Barn Podcast. Just a kid from Cali. Just a kid from Cali. Just a kid from Cali. This shit about to go hard from the 805. Shout out to Oxnard. Gave up the pigskin, gave up the rock. Now he's chilling on the bump, trying to make it to the top. Herbert to Allen is a duo that shines. Not as nice as Catch, throwing dimes to D-Vines. A rookie ball, we've come so far. La Cabra 24, go grab the gold scar. Just a kid from Cali. Just a kid from Cali. Just a kid. Let's go.
Yo, that was fire.
You liked it?
That was fire.
Dude,
yeah, that was
dude,
hard.
they've been going.
That was so hard.
I played it for Kraus. I just caught Kraus on Friday, and I played it for him in the car. He was fucking dying laughing. He was like, Darius is gonna love that. So yeah, dude, I've been making them. I've been making them every week. Last week I made one for my fiance, and it was about softball. And it actually did pretty good on TikTok. I think it got I want to say close to 5,000 views, 1,000 likes.
Damn.
Yeah, I know, it was sick.
Hell yeah.
So I'm hoping
that was hard. I love that.
I'm hoping, and it's a good icebreaker. Gets the show off to a good start. Everything like that.
Gets it started. Yeah.
Exactly. So, dude, moving on from the song, even though I would love to talk about that all day, let's get right into your baseball career as a whole. Essentially, just tell me quick, some of the offers maybe you had out of high school, your high school recruiting process a little bit, and then just tell me, basically the stages to get you to pro ball.
To be honest, coming out of high school, I thought I was going to be a football player. I went to my respective high school, St. Bonaventure, just because we were really known for football, and I just happened to be good at baseball. That school. And I had some offers for football from Eastern Washington, Sac State. I was going to get a couple other offers, but then I ended up telling them that I was just going to play baseball just because I ended up getting drafted out of high school. I went to junior college. I went to Oxnard College, which was a small junior college in my city. It just wasn't really for me. It was probably better that I got out, so I ended up transferring to this junior college, Yavapai, which was in Arizona, which is a pretty prestigious junior
That place
college.
is sweet.
They're well known. Yeah, it's a great school. Went there, ended up committing to Cal State Bakersfield after. Did my thing there and got drafted by the Braves.
And what round did you get drafted in again?
I went in the seventh in 2019.
Sweet. That's what I thought. So Darius went in the 7th. We had Schuster on in an earlier episode. He went in the first.
My dog.
The first episode, I had a guy in the 39th round, me 30th round. So it is cool that I've had a bunch of people on.
No discrimination.
Exactly. I've had a bunch of people on from all different, paths.
And everybody's in a different path right now too. So
exactly, for sure. So dude, crazy. I was a guy, high school, 4 years at the same school, got drafted. It is I didn't get to experience, the bouncing around schools thing or anything. So I always like to hear. It's crazy. I didn't even know that you went to a school before Yavapai. I thought it was just straight Yavapai to Bakersfield.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I was gonna go to Yavapai just straight off, like right off after my senior year of high school, but it was kind of back then, like people really didn't like JUCO ball, like JUCO baseball and stuff like that. They always thought you were the lower level guys and not really like you weren't really going to get out of wherever you went. So it was kind of just one of those things with just my dad, and kind of just like we were talking, and he was just like, well, if you really want to do that, then go ahead, and you just got to tell these college football coaches that you don't want to do that. So at that time, it was a little too late. They had already offered a guy, and I was just like, well, whatever, I'll just go here, and if next year things work out, then that's where I'll
Yeah,
be,
and going off
and that's what
yeah,
happened.
going off kind of what you just said there about like when you were going through the recruiting process, saying how like JUCO wasn't really looked on as like the positive thing that it is now. I I couldn't
Nowadays,
agree
yeah,
more with that because I didn't have many offers like in high school. So
yeah,
so
same.
when I
I had one baseball
yeah,
offer from the University of Pacific, and to be honest, I didn't want to go to Stockton, California, because I mean, it's just not the best area.
absolutely.
So I didn't really have any other options. So I was,
Yeah, and like for me too, I would have definitely considered JUCO more. I didn't even consider JUCO because I was like, I don't want to go JUCO. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
academically, I was ready for the 4 year, but baseball wise, I wasn't ready for a D1 4 year by any means. But if I would have went to a JUCO for 2 years, I think there probably would have been a good shot. I could have gone to at least a mid-level D1 or something. Um,
and the best thing about JUCO, like for some guys that don't really out there that don't know, I mean, instead of going to a 4 year where you have to go where you think you're ready after that first year, like you don't have to be there for the 3 years. You can get drafted after your first year or even your second year, and even after all that, you have way more leverage to get
it,
drafted
it gives
higher
you
than whatever you
it
did.
technically gives you if you end up going to a 4 year after your 2 years at a JUCO, it gives you five chances to get drafted. High school and every
Exactly.
year of college. So just like
Exactly.
if pro ball's your end goal, it's definitely not a bad option by any means.
Not at all. Not
So
at all.
getting into pro ball, I asked Schuster this same question. So I'm gonna repeat this one. Biggest adjustment from college ball to pro ball, would you say? If you just had to like pinpoint one or two things,
Biggest adjustment, I would say routine.
has to be. He's
I
Schuster said the exact same thing, and I work these
Yeah,
baseball camps, and I tell these kids this, and yet, like you ask them, hey, what is your go to? What do you do every day before BP? They have no idea. Like if you
yeah,
ask any pitcher, any pro ball hitter, I guarantee you they will have a detailed answer to that question.
definitely. I mean, routine, it kind of just gets you. It's like kickstart, kind of just like, all right, it's time to go. It's time to like, all right, my body did this. Now it's time to do this. All right, I did that. Now I'm ready. Let's go.
Exactly.
You
And
know,
then
it's not
and
like
then two, when you're going good, you have something to fall back on. When you're going bad, you have
exactly,
something to fall back on. It's always there. It's
exactly.
just I couldn't agree more with
It's
that.
that bridge,
Exactly.
that little middle
I've
bridge.
tried to over the last, I would say, 2 years. I've gotten a lot better with the hitting and the catching routine, and it has made me better for sure, for sure. So
Definitely,
that is
yeah,
definitely.
definitely keeps you healthy too. Like,
And kids, younger guys just don't like in high school. I didn't get that. That's part of the reason I'm making this show is because I know a lot of college and a lot of high school guys that I coach with the baseball factory are going to be listening to this. So just them like hearing it from other people, guys who are in it, is going to be cool. Um, all right, so keeping it in pro ball, just for one last question. What has been your favorite place you've played so far in pro ball? Because I know you were in low A for a bit, so you might have a different answer than like me.
yeah. Honestly, I would probably say Greenville, South Carolina, when we were with Rome, because I mean the atmosphere was ridiculous. They had literally like 55, 6,000, 5,500 to 6,000 people there every night. I mean, honestly, as a minor league player, that's what you
That's
want.
all we can ask
Like, you don't
for.
really you don't get that at all. So it's like you got games sometimes where there's literally like 15, 20
Yeah,
people. So
absolutely.
doing that for a full week felt good, and especially in that stadium, like that stadium was nice. It was literally Fenway in a sense, but not really. But I mean, just everything about it was
Yeah, so
fun.
me and Shu talked about Greenville as well. So everybody listen to the show. If you ever get a chance to go see a minor league baseball game at Greenville, it's an awesome experience. One of the games
There's one spot too that I didn't go that everybody else said was good. The first series against the White Sox.
Winston-Salem. That's
Yeah.
exactly the other place I brought up when I was talking with Shu.
Yeah.
Those two places were by far the best. But the thing I will say about Greenville that Winston-Salem didn't bring was the consistency. So if you showed up to, like, don't get me wrong, the opening night Tuesday was awesome at Winston-Salem, but Wednesday there wasn't that many people there. But then Thursday through Sunday it was packed. Greenville, it was every night, and it wasn't during the summer when we were there either. So that,
And for those who like to drink, they had 2 beers.
yeah, they did, and that bar up top in left field is sick.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, that's all I really wanted to talk about with pro ball. This show is not like, I know you said you haven't caught any episodes, but I'm not trying to make the show just totally information based about pro ball and stuff. So, dude, we're gonna jump right into Catch's Corner here. I'm super excited about this because, dude, me and you are always having random conversations about not baseball stuff all the time, talking shit about basketball, football, all kinds of stuff. So, dude, first question in Catch's Corner: what video game do you wish you could play for the first time again?
Hold on, before we answer that, honestly, guys, Catch is like the one guy that I know. Well, one of the few guys that I know that literally knows so much about every sport. But
I appreciate that.
The one video game that I wish I could play again for the first time, probably college football, like an NCAA football game.
Dude, that's a good one. That's a phenomenal one. Dude, those Road to Glories.
Road to Glory was, I remember my brother literally playing on the, I remember a funny story. My brother was literally playing on the Xbox and he was asleep and we had the game and I was trying to play the Road to Glory and I didn't know how to spin move. And I was like, yo, bro, how do I spin? And he was like, why? And I was like, because I'm trying to get better at the game. And he was like, why? And I was like, what do you mean why? Like, I'm trying to get better. He was like, bro, the button, why? And I was just
That's mad
kid,
funny.
I was like, oh, damn. He was all pissed. It was funny.
That's hilarious.
But honestly, NCAA game, that was the best.
Dude, that is not the game I wrote down, but I got 2 things about the NCAA football game. One, in the Road to Glory, when you could video archive highlights and go back and watch that shit was fire. I would make like a 7-foot running back. I would make like a 7-foot running back, and he would just be running over fools in the highlight tape and stuff. And then the trophy case, you had like a trophy.
Yeah, that was sick.
Dude,
all the Heisman.
and that game's supposed to be coming back, so hopefully it does come back.
It was a little ahead of its time.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh, can I change my answer?
After all that, what do you got?
What about the PSP? Like, I wish I could play that for the first time again. It's a video console.
I actually think I still have mine, to be honest with you. But, dude,
I might have one.
my game is actually backyard baseball. Because, dude, me and my brother used to play it on the computer. And we used to sit there, and he used to have his season mode, and I used to have my season mode, and he would play a game, and then I would play a game, and we would just rotate. And it was like Pablo Sanchez, Keisha Phillips, freaking Ernie Steele, like all these sick ass guys. That was always just, backyard baseball was a big part of my childhood. So, dude, I'm hyped you got into the fact that you were going to play football in college. One, because it is a line in the song when I said gave up the pigskin, gave up the rock. Literally
No, I didn't even know that. That was fire.
Couldn't have been more spot on. So going off of that, what is your greatest non-baseball sports performance of your life?
My greatest non-performance sports. I had this was in my last game, the senior year of high school football. We lost to Orange Lutheran. I had 520 all-purpose yards. It was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy.
And passing?
Rushing and throwing, yeah.
That's sick.
And I had a pick.
Oh, so you played both sides?
Only when it was
big games,
like towards the end of the game type of thing. Like if they needed like a pick in a sense, in a way.
I got you.
Because I couldn't really get hurt because we didn't really have a backup, honestly.
Yeah. So guys, just quickly, there's certain things about being a pro baseball player that like are very, very eye-opening. And one of those things is that you're not as athletic as you think you are. And that happened to me. And one of the people that did that to me is absolutely Darius. Because guys, just in terms of playing different sports, I consider myself a pretty good athlete. I'm not saying in terms of running, jumping, strength, that stuff. I'm just saying in terms of being a basketball player, being a football player, being, I can play different sports pretty well. Guys, Darius throwing the football, because I can huck a football. You've seen me throw it. You throwing the football made me realize I was like, damn, like some of these fucking college quarterbacks and shit are probably accurate and throw just money passes all the time.
Honestly, like even me, like I had an eye opener. This new kid we just drafted, bro, AJ Smith-Shawver. This kid, shout out my boy. He was committed to Texas Tech to play quarterback, and this dude, it's different, for sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like even like going off of what I just said, right? You're one of the best athletes I've ever been around by far, like physically gifted.
Appreciate that.
But like, listen to what you just said. In pro ball, there's a guy where you were like, fucking hell. You know what I'm saying?
And like
Ricky DeVito.
Ricky DeVito, another shout out to my
dude
boy.
Can bounce out the
that dude jumping out the gym.
Bro, it's insane. It's insane, these guys. So yeah, kind of continuing off of the off baseball athlete. Are you an Olympics fan?
I mean, yeah, why not?
All right,
yeah,
so we got the Winter Olympics coming up. I'm super excited about one event in particular. So my question to you is, which Winter Olympic event are you most excited, or just what's your favorite Winter Olympic event?
Probably snowboard freestyle.
You're pissing me off right now because you're stealing all the answers. I literally, if you look at my notes right here, I wrote down Shaun White's last run, and I literally said, shout out to Shaun White and good luck in Beijing because this is his last one. So I know he's on TikTok, so I'm going to cut this clip out right here, and I'm just going to give a special shout out and good luck to Shaun White just in case the TikTok blows up and he sees it.
For me too. Shout out Shaun White. Let's go, baby.
One of my favorite videos on social media of all time is when Shaun White, when he's like 16 or 17, he's getting interviewed and they ask him, what was it like flying home after you won gold for the first time? And he goes, his answer, I'm not going to quote it because I don't have the quote, but he says something along the lines of, man, it was awesome. All the flight attendants were giving me drinks and snacks. And the interviewer goes, Shaun, you're 16. Like, what drinks are you talking about? He goes, I'm talking about Mountain Dew, baby. And it is the funniest.
That probably got him.
I know. It's one of my favorite videos. And it's when he's long hair, young kid. And I think it's one of the funniest interview moments. So yeah, dude, I'm excited about the snowboard too. All right, moving on to question 4. Strike out one hitter of all time. Like any hitter, if you could strike out one hitter, who is it going to be?
I mean, Jackie Robinson. I mean, why not? I mean, he paved the way for us, to be honest. I mean, us in a sense of African Americans and everyone else, not just African Americans, other colored people.
Absolutely.
I mean, it'd be honestly an honor to
face him. Exactly. And also,
I don't even want to strike him out. I just want to face him.
That's what's cool about that question. It's not even like, that one, who cares what would happen in that at bat? You know what I'm saying? Just the fact that you got to
sure.
face him, that would 100%. That's an awesome answer. All right, here we go. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit with this one.
All right.
Number 5 is just predictions on this weekend's game. So I know who I'm taking for both games. I want to get your opinion first, and just tell me who you're taking. And if you want to say anything about it, you can. If you don't, all good.
I'm gonna take Joe Shiesty and the Bengals. And honestly, I think I actually been talking about this with my boy, but this Rams Niners game is gonna be tough. And I always used to say it's hard to beat a team twice, but they did that. So I mean, they kind of got their number. So if the Niners can keep their run game strong like they usually do, and their defense comes to play, then I think the Niners are gonna do it. But if the Niners let Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp and OBJ do their thing, then it's a wrap.
I think it comes down to
I think it comes down honestly to
yes,
defense.
if the Rams can get their offense going, I don't think the 49ers have a chance. But if
No, because the Niners' run game is
crazy. But if the Rams can pass and they can run their offense, which Sean McVay, genius, so I wouldn't be shocked if they can. I think it'll be probably a really good game because I think 49ers offense, they're going to control the ball, they're going to run the ball, and we'll see what happens. We'll see if Von Miller and Aaron Donald can shut it down.
And Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah. And dude,
I would love to see Jalen Ramsey versus Jamar Chase
that'd be
in the
be
Super Bowl.
sick. It would be sick. Because too, with that, Joe Burrow is not afraid to throw it at Jalen Ramsey. That man will huck it at him all day.
That man is a winner.
Dude.
That is crazy. That man is a winner.
So me and my brother talk.
He's got that.
Me and my brother have been talking a lot about quarterbacks lately. And we've been saying, don't get me wrong, we respect Pat Mahomes. We think he's unbelievable. He's literally insane. But the baggage, we all know what it is. The baggage just doesn't do it for me, dude. It's just dude, at some point, chill out. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we're talking about what everybody on the internet has been talking about every week, which is Jackson Mahomes and his wife.
If your name's not Joe Burrow, keep moving along. That's only for Joe Burrow.
And dude, those videos have been killing me, and
ridiculous.
I feel bad because, dude,
not even only that. I mean, it's not like his wife did not throw that wine and shit all over people. She literally poured beer all over these people. It's no matter what they did, that's just going to look way worse on you.
Horrible. And especially, too, right, with all this.
And Jackson's right there chilling.
With all the stuff that's come before the spraying of the champagne, it's you're going to get ridiculed for this stuff. So just chill.
Let it go.
Yeah. So but it takes away from the greatness of Pat Mahomes. It really does. People don't root for Pat Mahomes just because of them. And it's a shame. And that game last week, they should be talking about, should be talking about how that was the greatest quarterback play that I've ever seen on both sides of the ball. It was unbelievable. And
15 seconds.
Crazy.
That's just
he's insane. He's really insane.
Kelsey too. Kelsey apparently orchestrated.
I know.
That.
I've been seeing those videos too, where it's Kelsey's literally yelling to Mahomes,
hey, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So this is actually one of the things I wrote down as an extra thought as well, and it kind of goes with what you're saying right now. Is, dude, 30 for 30s when we're older are gonna be so cool.
Oh my God. I didn't even think about that. Are gonna be crazy. There's definitely gonna be one on LeBron for sure. Kobe, all these guys, dude. Tom Brady.
Not even the topics, right? Take away the topics of it. The technology, we're going to be able to literally hear what Tom Brady is telling Gronk, telling Julian Edelman, telling all these people right before they do it. James White.
Bro,
it's going to be nuts.
Have you seen the Man in the Arena on ESPN Plus, the Tom Brady
I've
show.
seen clips from it. I haven't had a chance
Bro,
to go and really watch it.
I think it's sick.
Yeah.
That show's sick. Like he literally talks about like everything like within the season. It's almost like the Jordan documentary, kind of like where they almost like filmed everything within the season, and like, but it's sick. It's definitely a must watch.
I've been seeing clips from it, and just the way he speaks so freely nowadays, it is awesome. Like he doesn't hide a thing.
He literally, no, he says the right things all the time. Like when they were asking him about AB and stuff, like he didn't say not one thing to like
trash him or anything.
Yeah, to trash Arian or the team or AB. Like he didn't say anything. He just said the right things. He just like, look, like whatever time AB is going through, like we're all here for him. Like I just want to talk to him. We all want to talk to him.
And then I just
bro.
saw a clip this morning. I'm not sure from when this was. I saw a clip on TikTok this morning of AB talking on Jake Paul's show, and not Jake Paul, Logan Paul's podcast. And AB says, he goes, I think the guy Mike asks him, you know, have you and Tom talked? And AB's like, yeah, like we're all good. Like he called me, we're all good. And I'm thinking that this guy AB has had anytime he's had an opportunity to trash somebody, he's done it. And still he respects Tom Brady enough to totally, like Tom Brady had nothing to do with it essentially. And he respects him. And it was cool to see that, like, no matter how much guys hate Tom Brady, how much like the relationship they had, everybody respects him. And now that he's on Tampa, I think everybody loves him besides like besides maybe Jets fans.
and Dolphin fans.
But besides that, it's like,
who cares?
Everybody loves him now. He's going to go down as one of the not only great, like he's going to be the greatest quarterback ever, obviously, but he's going to go down as like just one of the greatest celebrities of all time ever.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I mean, from Uggs to 7 Super Bowls. It's really unbelievable.
7th round.
Nuts. So 2 more things. Let's just cover them quick. We talked about it a little bit before the show. Bengals kicker Evan McPherson. On the record, Joe Burrow, during his interview, says that before he kicked that game-winning kick, he said, looks like we're going to the AFC Championship. And this wasn't like a 30-yarder. I don't know.
Wait, Joe Burrow said that about McPherson?
Yes.
I thought McPherson said that about himself, which I was like, damn, that's like so ballsy to say. That's sad.
No.
But even Joe Burrow to have the confidence in this, like it was like a 55 footer, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And Joe Burrow in the press conference afterward just goes, yeah, I was on the sideline and Nathan was Evan was getting ready to run out, and he goes, looks like we're going to the AFC Championship.
But to be honest, like Evan McPherson, he hit literally like 4 field goals before that. He was draining. He was draining shit that day.
Like these kickers, everybody's kicker, when they go in, everybody's like, what? Oh my God. Oh my God. Could you imagine you had a kicker on the sideline going, looks like we're going to the Super Bowl or looks like we're going to the AFC Championship, and then drains a 55-yarder? Everybody in that locker room now is just going, oh, let's go. Let's just keep it within 3 and we're chilling. And that's such a nice luxury to have.
Yeah.
All right. We talked about him a little bit before. Odell being the highest rated receiver in the playoffs. I mean, totally diminishes the Browns and what they did to him.
Seriously.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's crazy that people were just really were counting him out for the whole however long he was with the Browns. Even when he was hurt, like he was hurt, and they were still saying that the Browns' woes were on him. Like what? Like how does that even make sense? And he comes to a team with a good offensive scheme and a good quarterback and just a bunch of good guys around him. And I mean, he's back to being OBJ. It's like he's really a dog.
A beast. Like, he's a beast. And like for me,
really a dog.
For me, okay, he gets a lot of hate for his attitude, right? For what he brings to a locker room, all this stuff, right? He's like similar to like a Jimmy Butler, right? Where he's a good leader, but then gets hate off the field for some reason.
Yeah.
So
Seriously.
Odell, right?
That's a good comparison.
Think about Odell, right? So he constantly getting ragged on with the Cleveland Browns, right? Gets harped on for his attitude, all this stuff, but doesn't have a blow up, doesn't ruin the relationship with the Browns. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing like escalated so bad until the very, very end. And yet for how many years? Bad rep, all this stuff. And it's like, yo, why is there no accountability on the coaches, ownership, Baker Mayfield, everything?
If that was Tom Brady and OBJ.
Come on.
You know how much hate that would both of them would get? I mean,
yes. And I heard Colin Cowherd say this. This is where the idea to talk about this sparked. He was saying how it just is not a good look for Baker Mayfield. And I'm guilty of falling for it at some point. I was like, dude, I don't think Baker's bad. I think Odell's complaining too much. And then now Odell has completely proved everybody wrong. I don't care if it's only for half the season. I don't care if it's for 3 games. He's completely proved everybody wrong.
He's different. He really looks different out there. Like his route running, just his energy, just what he wants to do.
Yeah, he looks like the Giants with Eli, Odell. And it's cool to see. And like I said, I hope it is Bengals, Rams. That's who I'm hoping it is as well.
Yeah.
All right, dude, that's all I got for this show. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Arm Barn. Darius, I'm just going to ask you to do one last thing. You can throw out your social media, anything you want people to follow you on.
If you want to follow me on Instagram at The Real Darius Vines. My Twitter handle is Legendarius, but, you can follow me on whatever.
So. And I did notice that your Instagram got hacked, so make sure you give the right one the follow.
Yeah. Yeah, the THA Real Divine.
And Darius, I'm going to be posting a bunch of clips from this episode, especially the song. I will be posting the song today on TikTok, everywhere. So I don't know do you have a TikTok?
I have it. I don't really like.
You just no, it don't matter. I was just going to say I'll tag you in on Instagram, then I'll tag you in everything, and it'll be cool. It'll be cool. I think this episode was awesome, and I'm hyped. We finally made it happen. So,
me too,
guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Arm Barn, and looking forward to next week's episode. Later.
Great.